Nanotechnology, created by an Ultor scientist on Mars. Stolen, brought to Earth, stolen and stolen again.
Red Faction 2 at times can be explosive, at times it can be tense, and at times it can be a bit of a mess.
Alias, it's up to us to make sure that no one ever uses this technology again.
Running through science labs, grenade launcher in hand, desperately trying to reach that next checkpoint before some strange mutated soldier kills you is a lot of fun. But what lets this game down is that there's just not enough of it. On lower difficulties, it can be completed in around 5 hours, which is a shame because anything good or interesting that the game has to offer doesn't stick around for long enough to make it memorable.
Support is your master!
Take the plot for example. Unlike the original, which took place on Mars, here the whole thing is on Earth. You play as a demolition expert in a group of 6 nano-enhanced supersoldiers. After being betrayed, you turn rebellious and join up with the revolutionary group Red Faction to overthrow the government. Now that's a good idea for a story, and the 6 supersoldiers, each with their own specialities and boasting voice actors such as Lance Henriksen and Jason Statham, provided the opportunity to add some real personality. They all have cool designs, but none of them are given enough attention or enough moments to shine. By the end, all you want to know is more about them. A few extra missions alongside them would have helped a lot, but at least you can rely on them to do some of the work for you.
No! 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 No!
From the start, the game throws you right in at the deep end, with little in the way of plot or exposition. It's only after the first level that things start to make a bit more sense. When you're on foot, you have a pretty impressive amount of firepower. There's a whole assortment of guns, and being the demolitions expert, you even start off with the grenade launcher. Usually in games you have to work your way up to this kind of heavy weaponry, but here it's yours right from the get-go, which as it turns out is a relief, because the explosive weapons are not only the most effective, they're also the most satisfying to use.
Nice shot!
A lot of the bullet guns, like the Uzi or the machine gun, feel weak in comparison. Sometimes it's even hard to tell that these guns are even doing anything, particularly in hard mode and particularly with the weapons that have virtually no recoil. Most of the guns do come with both a primary and a secondary fire mode, which gives a few more options in a fight and lets you play around with them a bit more.
It's written in a very focused way. All of these lines that are in this are used as guideposts for something that's going on in the game.
Hey man, can I ask you a favor?
Sure, what is it?
Could you loan me 20 grand?
20,000? What, are you crazy? No!
Jason Statham plays as the driver of the group, so whenever you're with him you're usually in some kind of a turret, whether it's in a tank or on a gunship. There's also a few other sections like this when you're in control of a vehicle, and these set pieces break up the levels quite nicely, in particular the mechanized armor sections.
Wait, what?
The game for the most part isn't that difficult, once you get the hang of what needs to be done. Sometimes the best tactic is to hold back and be ultra cautious, whereas other times this doesn't help as the enemies keep respawning in, so it's best to just make a mad dash for it and hope to make it in one piece.
Red Faction 2, now when you're holding the gun with your right hand, you can actually throw the grenade with your left hand.
Wow, gun in one hand, grenade with the other, now that is impressive. Once again you can blow up certain walls and create shortcuts, but for the most part it's very scripted and completely underutilized, so much so that it's hardly worth even mentioning as a feature. However, the game does come with multiple endings depending upon your level of heroism at the end, so by doing things like killing civilians is obviously bad for your heroism, but by doing bonus objectives and by completing moments of heroism, it will increase your chances of getting the best ending. Who knows, maybe the latest Call of Duty game got the idea for heroic moments from Red Faction 2? Probably not. The PS4 version of the game is pretty much identical to the original PS2 version, although it can now be played in 1080p and comes with a full set of trophies, including a platinum. Although again, just like in Red Faction 1 on the PS4, completing the game in hard doesn't unlock the trophies for completing it in normal and easy, which is... no, just don't do that. There is a local multiplayer for up to 4 people split screen, plus some good customization options for any bots that you may want to play with, including sliders for aggressiveness and camping tendency. It's a bit of fun and I'm sure nostalgic for some people. Obviously though, no online play. Red Faction 2 has some good moments, but overall it just doesn't have that same impact, inspired locations or dark atmosphere that the first game had. As always, thanks for watching.